You know, we step into elevators every single day without a second thought. But have you ever wondered what it takes to keep them running perfectly? Well, hidden from sight, right on top of every elevator car, there's this critical piece of gear that lets technicians take full control. So today we're going to pull back the curtain on this unsung hero, the elevator revision box.
Okay, so put yourself in a technician's shoes for a second. You've got this multi-ton steel box hanging in a shaft, and you need to move it, maybe just a couple of inches to check on a part. How do you do that safely, with absolute precision, without having to run down to some control room 10 floors away? Well, the solution is actually pretty clever.
And that solution is the revision box, or as some people call it, the inspection box. Just think of it like a cockpit for the technician, right there on the scene. This little panel lets them flip the elevator from its normal automatic mode into a slow, manual inspection mode. It gives them total, hands-on control exactly where they need it.
So what's actually in one of these boxes? I mean, what are the controls? While the designs can vary a little, pretty much all of them have a core set of components that are absolutely essential for safety and for getting the job done. Let's pop the hood and take a look.
All right, let's look at the main controls. The big one, the most important one, is this switch right here, the inspection/normal switch. This is what puts the technician in the driver's seat. Then you've got your simple up and down buttons to actually move the car, and of course you have that big red emergency stop button. You can't miss it. That is the ultimate kill switch. You'll also see things like switches for the lights and alarm, and even a power outlet so they can plug in their tools. It's a really simple, rugged design where safety is absolutely everything. But here's where it gets really interesting. A revision box isn't just a revision box. How it works, what it's actually doing electronically, is completely different depending on the elevator's motor. This really creates a huge split in the elevator world, the old-school gearbox systems versus the modern gearless ones.
The key difference is all about how a command gets from the button to the motor. In an older gearbox system, when you press that up button, you're literally sending an electrical current through a wire to a big physical switch, a contactor, that clicks on and powers the motor. It's a very direct, almost mechanical action. But in a modern gearless system, that same button just sends a tiny, low-voltage digital signal to the elevator's brain, the variable frequency drive, or VFD. The VFD then interprets that signal and tells the motor exactly what to do with incredible precision. Honestly, it's like the difference between flipping a chunky old light switch and just telling your smart home app to dim the lights.
And that difference in control has a huge physical side effect, the wiring. For those direct control gearbox systems, you need a thick, heavy bundle of wires, one for every single function, running all the way up the hoistway. It's a ton of copper. But for the modern, signal-based gearless systems, often it's just one single, thin cable, like a CAN bus cable, that handles literally all of the communication. It's a night and day difference.
And this chart really just drives that point home. I mean, look at the difference in scale. The sheer amount of wire needed for an old system is just massive compared to that one little communication line in a modern one. And this isn't just about saving money on materials. Think about it. Installation is way faster, and troubleshooting becomes so much easier. A technician can now just plug in and diagnose a problem with software instead of having to manually test dozens and dozens of individual wires.
Yeah, this whole leap in technology does way more than just get rid of a bunch of wires. That single communication cable unlocks a ton of new features. Modern revision boxes often have their own little screens that show error codes and system status. They give technicians incredibly smooth, precise speed control. Diagnostics are way faster. It's not just a box of switches anymore. It's become a smart interface. So what we're really looking at here is this fundamental evolution, The revision box has literally transformed from being a simple panel of mechanical switches into a smart digital tool that's a key part of the elevator's brain. And this phrase right here, it just perfectly captures what's happening across the entire elevator industry. We're moving away from that old world of brute force mechanics and diving headfirst into intelligent, data-driven systems. And the result is something that's just plain safer, more efficient, and way more reliable.
This timeline really lays it all out. We started in the past, in the gearbox era, with that direct mechanical control and its crazy web of wires. Now we're in the present, the gearless era, with clean digital signals running on a single cable. And the future? Well, that's pointing towards even more integration. Things like remote diagnostics and real-time data analysis becoming totally standard.
So why does all this tech talk matter? What's the bottom line? It's pretty simple, actually. For the technicians working on these machines, it means they're safer and have better tools to do their job.
For the people who own the buildings, it means maintenance is faster and more effective. And for all of us, that means less downtime and lower costs over the entire life of the elevator. It's a win-win-win.
Understanding this whole evolution is so important for anyone in this field. And if you want to take a really deep dive into modern systems, from the smallest components all the way up to full installations, the experts at Novin Pooya Elevator have an incredible amount of information and resources right on their website.
And for those of you who might have specific projects or questions that need that expert touch, their specialists are right there, available for direct consultations on WhatsApp.
So that leaves us with one last thing to think about. As these systems get smarter and more connected, what do you think the next huge leap in elevator maintenance is going to be? Are we going to see technicians using augmented reality to see through walls? Or maybe the elevators will start telling us what's wrong before it even happens. It's pretty clear the evolution is far from over.